Bueno, estamos nuevamente online, una vez más, en el Atlassian Expert en español, pero esta vez es especial porque es en español, en inglés, en italiano, en siciliano, y si quieren también lo podemos hacer en portugués y ya abarcamos varios, somos casi políglotas. Bienvenido, Raúl, como siempre,
Gracias,
dando una
Ariel.
mano acá. Y bueno, welcome, Fabio, to this meetup. We are going to let me see. I'm going to share in LinkedIn, and well, we are going to have a fun time. So, bueno, primero agradecerle a todos los que están, ya se va a ir sumando más gente seguramente. Hoy, bueno, tenemos Jira Addons Cómo crear tu propia receta perfecta. Pero antes que nada, bueno, nada, la presentación de Fabio y nada, algo que quería comentar, hacer un breve comentario que después le vamos a ir traduciendo a Fabio, es, yo a Fabio lo escuché por primera vez en el Boston Ace perdón, en el Ace justamente de Boston, con, el tema era Atlassian for Non-IT Environments, y recuerdo que sorteaban algunas cosas de Amazon, etcétera, con lo cual fue la primera vez que te escuché, the first time I listened to you, Fabio, and
Yeah.
was in 2020. Todavía no estaba ni siquiera en España, yo los escuchaba desde Argentina, al igual que siempre utilicé la página de Mr. Addon, con lo cual son dos referencias ustedes dos y yo estoy muy agradecido que estén aquí con nosotros. Así que, nada, Raúl,
A
no sé
mí
si
me
te
gustaría
algo
también
más.
presentar un poquito a Fabio, porque lo conozco de hace muchos
Adelante.
años ya.
El Artigiano del Software.
Exacto. Yo cuando empecé en el mundo Atlassian, él ya estaba ahí, ¿vale? Como sabéis, Artigiano Fabio es el único Atlassian Expert que es Solution Partner, él, ¿vale? Es un freelancer y él es el único Solution Partner en el mundo que existe, que solo es una persona. O sea, imaginaos vamos, es una leyenda, ¿vale? Veréis también que Fabio ha ayudado a varios partners, por ejemplo, de aquí de España, a que se convirtieran en partners. Y no solo eso, sino que a Tecnofor también nos ayuda haciendo todo el tema de data center approvals de nuestros plugins, es decir, todo el tema de control de calidad, de seguridad, todas las súper exigencias que nos hace Atlassian, vamos. Y gracias a Fabio, pues salimos adelante. Entonces, es todo un honor para nosotros traerlo aquí y que nos explique sobre todo esas recetas, ¿no?, que tiene él, porque lleva mucho tiempo probando muchas apps. No sé si son ya miles las apps que ha probado ya Fabio de Jira y de Confluence. Y claro, tiene un knowledge enorme sobre todo qué app usar en cada momento, ¿no? Y esa es la gracia de esta sesión y espero que la disfrutemos todos y que todos disfrutemos de Super Fabio.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity, really. And let me introduce myself. Yes, Raul say that I'm the only one solution partner, only one person man. Right, that's right, because I
One Punch
started...
Man.
Exactly. And yes, I know several languages, but I have some difficulty with Spanish. But just a little bit example of Sicilian. Potremmo magari parlare così, perché il siciliano è simile allo spagnolo, o portoghese a altri linguaggi, perché la Sicilia passarono un sacco di gente. Simple sample of Sicilia, but...
Parece algo mafioso. Yo tengo ahora mucho respeto después de estas frases.
I always say that
He like the arms, so we have to be quiet.
no,
Sí, que
but
no
I
nos envíen
always...
naranjas.
But some words of Sicilian are very, very similar to Spanish and Portuguese, because for a lot of century, Sicily was Spain domain. So some words are Spanish, some words are Arab, because it was also Arab inside Sicily. And this is a
Exacto.
story. Now, let me share my screen. I will start describe about add-ons. 1 seconds. Okay. And this is my presentation. How to create your own perfect recipe. Okay. In this presentation, we discuss about add-ons. this discussion is the same for data center and cloud, but at this moment, I will only focus only on cloud because we know what Atlassian do in this period, and they improve a lot of clouds. So the goal of I will present the goal of my presentation. We discover add-ons, and yes, as Raul said, I discover and examine more or less 1,000 add-ons, both for server, data center, cloud, and so forth. And I also present the marketplace and practical example of my working life. Question and answer, don't worry.
Right.
You are also welcome. Just introduce myself. Fabio Genovese, aka Artigiano Del Software. This is a story about Artigiano because I started my company as an artisan company. This is a specific kind of company I can start in Italy, but I only use the name because my goal, I want to create consultancy like an artisan, an old, middle-aged, and Renaissance artisan. So I started to be an Atlassian expert since 2009. I was an experience of a database expert like Oracle and SQL Server, and also a ebook author of JQL for All. And I'm Sicilian, of course, because I live in Syracuse. My parents are original from a small town close Syracuse called Lentini or Leontini. And this is some photo from Syracuse.
Qué bonito, qué envidia.
Yes, and this photo of Ortigia, the Ortigia Island. In fact, in the past, Syracuse was also known as the New York City of the past because Ortigia is like Manhattan.
Right.
The goal of my presentation. My presentation have this goal, increasing the knowledge of add-ons and presenting them in a different light, but above all, re-evaluating their role in the Atlassian ecosystem. Because very often, the user of Atlassian products are not always familiar with these indispensable tools. Sometimes, people that use Atlassian products usually use the out-of-the-box functionality and doesn't know how add-ons can help to solve and cover a lot of needs, really. And this allows us to create our own recipe. And after I also do a small demo talking about how to create, just a second, okay, no one listen, how to create an asset management without use asset. And you can use in every cloud profile. Yes.
All right. Bueno,
un segundo. Exacto. Ariel, no, tú mismo, perdón.
No, es lo mismo. A ver, bueno, obviamente habrán escuchado, yo más que nada para los que por ahí no estén muy familiarizados o acostumbrados a hablar y a escuchar en inglés. Bueno, Fabio obviamente hizo su presentación bueno, también de donde vive, que nos mostró las fotos, es un lugar muy, muy lindo. Y bueno, básicamente lo que estaba comentando es que obviamente de caja Jira tiene bastante potencia, pero si le agregan los add-ons tiene muchísima más potencia. Y además ha encontrado la manera de poder solventar esta situación de no poder utilizar lo voy a decir en castellano, activos, assets, porque solamente son de Jira Service Management. Entonces,
Y en
bueno,
Premium.
Y en Premium, perdón. Y bueno, ahí tenemos una solución muy buena para el Meetup.
Vamos a verlo.
Adelante.
I will present this solution. Of course, it's the first try, but I'm very, very optimistic, so I can extend the solution with a lot of other features. EVG. So, company using Atlassian products usually rely only on out-of-the-box function because they don't know the potential feature of add-ons. And usually for at least 6,000, this is my opinion, I can say my idea of the real number of add-on available on marketplace and outside marketplace. After they all this situation, company entrusted to personnel that doesn't know how add-ons work, and usually they also use out of the box options and features. So this is the real problem. In my experience, when I describe one of my real life situation, there was a very, very strange reaction from from a company because they doesn't know how add-ons can solve a problem.
All right.
And this is the main problem because add-ons is like a Lego brick, and we can adjust the situation using it in several ways. This lack of knowledge force than company cannot obtain the ideal solution or a very, very useful solution. And in some cases, the solution that adopt this company are not decisive, are not definitive. So add-ons sometimes can solve this problem, but without use add-ons, company usually abandon Atlassian products because it assumes that certain functionality must be present as a default, and in some cases not possible. Or Atlassian, as Raul said before, decided to use some functionality only on premium or enterprise cloud profile. And this is a very, very problem for the small company or the company that have a small IT department.
All right.
Add-ons are components that add to Atlassian products like Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, add new functionality to products and enable to create own solution. Also enable Atlassian products to interact with other systems, so can help Atlassian products to send and receive information from other systems, like GitHub, for example, or like Dynamics of Microsoft, or, for example, to other external database, or automate or simplify certain manual procedure. In some case, out-of-the-box procedure are manual. So add-ons can help to automate or simplify that procedure. But it's necessary that, of course, studying add-ons and applying them constantly. In my experience, since 2014, I start to use everyday add-ons, and I use to apply in several situations. So I can discover that exists a lot of add-ons that solve a lot of problems or solve a lot or cover a lot of needs. And sometimes I also confront myself or compare myself with a lot of producers because I have to understand mainly which logic they have followed to solve or to create add-on. And this is important by my side, understand this fact, because I can also see if that add-on can be used in other situations, in other scenarios. And I have to assume that add-ons are like Lego bricks, as shown in the figure. You can put like a Lego bricks and we can create solution.
Right.
During
Just, sorry, Fabio, just a little time to explain. Bueno, nada, como se vio un poco en las diapositivas, Fabio estaba explicando un poco de qué es cada add-on, para qué se utiliza, y cómo él aborda el estudio de profundamente cómo utilizar un add-on. Y voy a decir alguna cosa en inglés para comentarle a Fabio. And related with this about less knowledge about add-ons in my country, in Argentina, at the beginning with Atlassian, it was difficult to explain to some people that Atlassian or the workflow or post function didn't copy a custom field to another, and it was crazy for them, and most of all in my country, because well we have problems with money and dollar and things like that, and well it was I feel very related with that situation when you were explaining. So, well, nada, que básicamente en Argentina lo que nos sucedía muchas veces que por ahí copiar un campo a otro simplemente que no lo hace de caja, era extraño para los clientes y nos costaba un montón, recuerdo explicarlo al principio, y tenían que utilizar Script Runner, que de paso agradezco agradezco porque la tengo puesta y lo recordé, y recordé que el problema más grande que tuvimos era ese, que era decirles tenés que comprar Script Runner. Y bueno, nada, era...
Pero bueno, también hay alternativas, ¿no? Ese es el tema. Y claro, hay otros plugins que igual gratuitamente te ofrecían esa posibilidad. Lo que pasa es que hay tantos en el marketplace que cuáles de ellos, ¿no?
¿Y cuál van a seguir manteniendo y después no?
Exacto, luego
Digamos,
que no se quede ahí parado y bueno, hay muchas cosas a tener en cuenta con un plugin.
exactamente.
Sorry,
Sorry,
Fabio.
Fabio.
No,
Go
don't worry. But this assist can introduce me one fact, very important fact. We are Latin. It is important. So we are pragmatic. We have a solution for everything. We are not like American, like gringos that always use, you can do only these things, you can do only these things. No. We have to working, we have to do a lot of things, so we are Latin, and this is important. And only using this fact, we can create a great solution for us. Conclusion are, we must see add-on as a tool that must be attached so they add a new function without disrupting the logic of Atlassian products. So this is an important concept that I have to explain. Tools and add-ons that we have to use must add new features, new functionality, without disturbing the normal flow of work of Atlassian products. For example, sometimes I don't use tempo add-on because it's like, yes, I say all today in my course about Jira, it's like alien movie. So they insert inside the Jira instance and I cannot leave. So I prefer add-ons that add new functionality without nest itself inside Jira. And by my side is very, very important because we have to follow the standard of Atlassian, not the standard of a specific or other situation. And this is another question usually I receive from my customer. But why there are a lot of add-ons that solve the same problem? And my answer is always the same. We have the possibility of choosing the solution that is the best for us. So it's important to choose solution A, solution B, solution C, and so forth. So this is the great solution of using add-ons. And now, example from working life. And I have a very, very interesting working life because I think as Spain and Argentina, customers are very, very strange and ask everything, really everything. In this case, for example, my customer that work with two different suppliers, that each supplier have a different Jira instance cloud. Request was the following: connecting two different instances of Jira Cloud and synchronizing is issue because the scenario was this. Each supplier have own Jira Service Management, Jira Service Desk, that operate with specific topic. But sometimes customer use the wrong service desk to send the request. And before my solution, they use email to communicate to the right service desk. The first meeting, I think I never forget. Suppliers. It's not possible link to different instances of Jira Cloud. Me. Okay, don't worry. I have four different solutions. Which one? And the supplier. Really, they hate me. But after the solution was on, now is working, and also suppliers are very, very happy to have this. In this case, I have described in my blog, I use K15T add-on backbone sync that allow to connect to different instances of Jira Cloud and allow to synchronize issue from a project of an instance to a second project to another instance. So every change made inside our instance 1 are replicated to instance 2 and vice versa. And this is one of the possible solution. So I solved a problem using this kind of add-on. And there was also other solution using other kind of add-on, like Exhalate, for example, like Watchtower, for example. And during a very, very heavy discussion with suppliers and customer, they decide to use this add-on. And is one of my real-life solution. The second one is very, very strange because the company give me this specific. On Jira, project manager have to check and do the planning of all situation. On GitLab Cloud, developer have to manage or bug or issues inside the software. And we have to maintain this separate environment, but project manager have to have a copy of development issue on GitLab. After a study, I choose to use getInt add-on that allow to make the synchronization in very, very easy way from GitLab Cloud to Jira Cloud. And this is a sample of the interface, the user interface offered by getInt. And it's very, very interesting solution because I can do a synchronization real time of issue from Jira to GitLab and vice versa. Also in this case, I have to check a lot of add-ons inside Marketplace, but in this specific situation, following the specific sent by customer, I decide to use this solution, and now it is in production. And this is another one of solution I have choose always studying, understanding, and also contacting the producer of add-on, because in some case I have to understand also how add-on works. Another example, managing customer better. And in this case, you have seen also solution because Christoph from Appsvio and Caterina was guest in, I think, in the last meetup in May.
Sí, sí. La gente de Appsvio estuvo aquí, sí, hace poco.
The last one, no, the before last one, I don't know which one was. Yes, we talk about ITSM and all the apps that they have.
About the app, they produce one app that allow to manage better customer. So in this case, for this customer, I use this add-on to create easily a specific customer and manage them better rather than the standard feature, because standard feature is one per one. Oh my God, I feel old. So in this way, and using the user interface that Appsvio create is very, very better way to manage this situation and simplify the life of admin, Jira admin, and so forth.
Which add-on are you using for that? The name of the add-on is?
Managing custom better, I believe.
Managing custom better. Okay.
I believe it's one of the Appsvio showed to us in that meetup. Solamente una aclaración. Fabio está describiendo cómo, digamos, enfocó cada una de estas apps, ahora con ejemplos, digamos, puntuales, y que por más que haya más de una app, él hace un análisis profundo de exactamente qué es lo que necesita el cliente, cuáles son sus requerimientos, y bueno,
contacta también con el proveedor.
Contacta al proveedor, que hay que tener cuidado igual con los desarrolladores de addons, pero bueno.
Sí, mucho cuidado.
Mucho cuidado, sobre todo los que vienen de Barcelona, pero bueno. No, y que, bueno, por último lo que vamos a ver es algo desarrollado por él, pero bueno, no quiero spoilear. Estamos viendo un poco del análisis que él fue haciendo y justamente estábamos charlando de que nombró a la gente de Apps Bio
Sí,
que
que los
estuvo con
trajimos
nosotros.
hace nada. Y nos
Sí,
explicaron un
2 o
mogollón
3 meetups
de
atrás.
cosas. Nos explicaron un mogollón de cosas para, sobre todo, cómo tunear o cómo vitaminizar, ¿no? Lo decían ellos, con esteroides, ¿no? Nuestro Jira
With
Service Management.
steroids.
Sí, están ahí enfocados ahí en el tema de Jira Service Management.
Una última aclaración. En el chat pueden dejar las preguntas. Obviamente, si quieren subir al escenario y charlar con nosotros, hacerle una pregunta a Fabio en castellano, en inglés
Claro.
o en siciliano, lo pueden hacer. Si tienen alguna duda o algo, quieren hacerle alguna pregunta, que, a ver, tenemos a la única persona que es un Solution Partner in person. Así que nada, aprovechémoslo.
Exacto.
Nada. Go forward, Fabio. Thank you.
Okay. ¿Qué pregunta? Which question? I'm ready.
No. Still, we have not question yet.
There are no questions at this moment. You can continue and go ahead, please, Fabio.
Okay. Well, sorry. Another one example was a question of one of our customers that have a lot of employee, but the IT department is very, very small, less than 5 person inside IT department. But they ask me to have this situation. Always following this mantra, managing customers better, they ask me to create the possibility that the customer can do login using single sign-on of Office 365. Okay, and now it is a very, very challenging situation. After a study, I discovered that if I create a user inside the list of users of the Jira site, but this user have this specific configuration, no access to any product, no other situation, no other configuration, well, this user can only use customer portal. And I do this situation before the creation of the customer role of Jira Service Management. Now Atlassian do a formalization of this role, but before just doing this without doing permission to access to various products, like no access to Jira, no access to Jira Work Management, no access to Jira Service Management, no access to Confluence. And for Atlassian products, this user is only a customer portal user. I discovered this fact, so I create users of this customer, and in this case, I use this advanced user add-on. Is another one that simplify the way to create in a massive way. So you can create exactly of the previous add-on of AppsVio. You can create a CDS file, insert the name of the user, and after you can create an internal user, internal customer. And this is a very, very important add-on that allow to do this operation. And also, okay, Atlassian is not listing me without using access. This is important because in this scenario, with small IT department of a very, very large company, usually they doesn't have the possibility to buy also access. And this is a way to...
Como habéis notado, Fabio es independiente, ¿eh? Sí. Resumen, nos ha explicado que existen trucos para no tener que depender tanto de Atlassian Access y que usando ciertos add-ons podemos hacer algunas de estas virguerías y pagar igual un poquito menos o no seguir, digamos, el camino que nos marca Atlassian todo el rato, ¿no? ¿Alguna cosilla?
Y es algo que es difícil porque incluso en Cloud está bastante controlado eso. Y la verdad que Access, aprovechando que Atlassian tampoco no nos escucha mucho, Access, la verdad que nos trae muchos dolores de cabeza.
Sí, sí. Muchos, bueno, descubres cosas que no sabías con Atlassian Access, por ejemplo, ¿no? En cuanto coges el dominio, ¿no? Y dices, todos los usuarios estos son míos. Descubres que alguno tenía un Trello por allí, otro entraba en un Jira de otra empresa por ahí también con su email. Y bueno, descubres muchas cosas con Atlassian Access, pero bueno, el problema es que es un poco carete, ¿no? Es un poco caro el hecho de proveer el usuario con Access.
Pero bueno, en mi opinión como que falta un poco más de desarrollo en algunas cosas, o está hecho a propósito así.
Está hecho a propósito, yo creo, para que vaya sumando todo el rato. El hecho de tener que desproveer ya a mí me resultó muy raro, ¿vale? En el Atlassian Access, tener que anular gente, ¿no? Y dices, lo que tengo que anular gente. Si solo quiero sincronizar un grupo, ¿no? En fin. Hay mucho mundo oscuro en Atlassian Access, ese es el tema.
Concordo.
We have a question, but I believe that you have to answer later. Leonardo Piscitello asked which add-on he could use to replace asset in JSM Premium. I believe you are going to tell something about it.
Yes, I will describe. Also, will do a small demo. I will describe also the add-on. And now, just
another question, but in Spanish, si es managing customer better, the add-on de apps bio.
Yes, and this is the slide I prepared for the little demo. And if you see, I use external data for Jira. Is a specific add-on available for every profile in cloud. And if you see in these images, I can coding the information of a supplier, but supply are issues. So I can use a project as a database, and a issue is a record of the database. But just a second, I will describe all with the demo. Only 1 minute, please.
Diego que pregunta qué alternativa hay para el Atlassian Access. Diego, te va a llegar la tasa en breve, pero bueno, ya desde un sorteo que me refiero, pero bueno, y no hay mucha alternativa a Atlassian Access, eso, usar el interno
No, there are no alternative. At this moment, there are no alternative because once exists an add-on that allow to create to do the synchronization with LDAP, but at Atlassian, tac, cut this.
Te lo dice un siciliano, además.
Sí, veo. Tengo un amigo que le encanta el idioma italiano y me estoy acordando de él. Le voy a tener que pasar el video porque no es de sistemas. Y le voy a decir que lo vea porque se va a morir de risa.
Lo que habíamos dicho antes es que, de alguna manera, para gestionar los customers no hacía falta ese Atlassian Access. Ese es el tema. Que Fabio ha encontrado una manera para prescindir de Atlassian Access y hacer single sign-on con los customers.
Claro.
Right. Using at least Office 365 single sign-on, because it is a native operation. When you do the login, there are the main dialog box with 4 buttons, and one of these is Office 365, and I can use it.
Bueno, en resumen, que si queréis más detalle, contactad con Fabio.
Después nos va a pasar sus contactos.
Okay. Another one, working life. I do a review of this add-on. And this add-on is used for retrospective inside Jira. But I also discover another usage about this add-on, because not only retrospective, but I can use this add-on to create a specific path and create a specification for a new software for another one. And I described this alternative usage. I'm not new about this alternative usage of a specific add-on, because usually I try to use in several ways. And I describe in my blog how I can create a specific configuration and obtain another result using the same add-on. Because add-on was created to do a specific feature, but if it's possible, I use also for others. And in this article, I describe all.
All right.
Un
And
segundo,
this-
one second, please. Bueno, Fabio nos está explicando de que existen muchos trucos en Jira para hacer que Jira haga cosas que se supone que Jira no debería hacer, ¿vale? Por ejemplo, ¿no? Pues antes nos ha explicado que en vez de gestionar los customers, como indica Atlassian, pues ¿qué pasa si los metemos en issues y cada una de esas issues es un customer y lo gestionamos así? Pues bueno, existen pues otras maneras y eso es lo que hace Fabio, ¿no? Descubrir para qué más sirven, ¿no? Aparte, igual ni siquiera lo sabe el creador del app, pero tiene más usos y eso es lo que nos explica en su blog y en la sesión.
No.
Ok.
And this is another one solution I've discovered. I think, Raul, you remember, about Kanban whip. You do a functionality feature that you can put an image on a Kanban board, but also discover if you put an URL where there is a GIF, you can obtain also an animation, a small animation. In this example, I put an animation of Rosetta Comet. And this is interesting because you can create your brand situation. And when you stay in the customer office, you can say, take a look. We have branded all the Jira with our logos, with our situation, with other video about our company. So this is an announcement I discovered. This was another one.
Let me see if I understand what you say in Spanish, because I'm going to ask it to Raúl, pero él encontró que además de la foto puede poner el GIF.
Sí, puede
animado,
poner, yo no lo sabía, lo
bueno,
puso
pero
él y
es
dije,
que eso
ostras.
es lo que te quería preguntar, porque quien desarrolló el Kanban por Mr. Addon sos vos, Raúl, y estaba
Sí.
entendiendo de que, bueno, él encontró incluso otro uso más. Está bien,
Sí, bueno, lo que nos ha explicado, pues que le puso una animación y tal y vio que funcionaba, ¿no? Y entonces a partir de ahí, pues le ha dado ciertos usos. Exacto.
Very curious. Okay. Go forward.
Another real life. This is a request I've received from a company. Also, in this case, a very, very great large company, but they asked me to create an alternative to test add-ons. We know that in Atlassian exists a lot of add-ons dedicated for tests, like X-Ray, like Zephyr, like TestFlow, and so forth, like Kumertree. But this company asked me, in this situation, our customer don't want to use add-ons, so we have to create a solution to manage tests using only standard out-of-the-box feature and only free add-ons. Well, I got a solution. In this case, I do a specific configuration inside a project. Usually I use a software project, mainly Kanban with company managed configuration. Okay, Atlassian is not listen me.
All right.
Team managed company. No. Because a very, very limited configuration, and with the company managed and Kanban software, I can do anything, really. We can do anything. We can configure with... The only limit is our fantasy, really. And in this...
Sorry. Resumen. Fabio nos recomienda que usemos las Team Manage, los proyectos Team Manage. Él dice que con los Company Manage podemos hacer cualquier cosa que se nos ocurra, pero que por favor no usemos los Team Manage. No lo recomienda. Sorry.
Más si hay que migrar, si hacer upgrades, things like that.
And I have a bad experience using Team Managed during a migration phase, because this company was able to use Team Managed projects. And for a migration, I have to create another project company managed, and after I can migrate cloud to cloud using the beta functionality present in our instances.
I have a question, Fabio. Then it's not possible to synchronize a team managed project between two Jira Cloud instances? Not possible?
Yes, it's possible using K15T backbone issue sync. I think is the better solution. But there is a but, very, very big but, however, that maybe there are some difference in configuration of team managed. For example, workflow are, I think, stored in a different storage. And in my experience, I also create a migration inside a Jira instance of my customer because they use team managed company, in this case of a service desk. And they have experienced a lot of problems because we want to do this operation. Is possible? My answer, no. I want to do this other operation. Is possible? No. But no. After I think the 10 or the 11th no, I say, okay, migrate to company manager.
Let's change to company. Sí,
Right,
sí, sí,
right.
sí. A mí me ha pasado también en otros clientes algo parecido, de que dijeron, qué guay, me lo puedo crear yo, ya no necesito un Jira Admin. Pues muy bien, se lo empezaron a crear, empezaron a trastear, pero luego cuando querían hacer ciertas cosas, pues no podían. Y yo os decía, es que claro, lo habéis creado el tipo team y esto tiene que pasarse a company. Y al final casi todos acaban cambiando a company managed. Llega algún stopper y acaban cambiando. Atlassian nos ha prometido de que en algún momento no será así, pero vamos, por ahora ya han pasado varios años y sigue el mismo estilo.
Well, in the chat we have another one that say the same. Please don't use team management, and I believe it will be a trend topic or something like that.
Mamma mía.
Super headache, sí. Tenemos aquí la pregunta de Sergio.
Sí.
Bueno, que fue un gran un quebradero de cabeza hacer esa migración. Pues sí, pues es justo lo que nos explicaba Fabio, de que Team Manage por ahora está cogido con pinzas y hay que usarlo solo si de verdad no estás usando el tema en serio, ¿no? Digamos.
Exactamente.
Okay. One last question, sorry, Fabio, but
yes.
Carlos Andres asked if with the last alternative that you were showing,
about
this one alternative to test add-on, if they can connect to automation testing.
Because the most famous is X-Ray, about the test management.
Yes.
X-Ray is the most famous. But I'm pretty sure that exists a lot of alternatives, and you have several ones about super spectacular.
Thank you very much. But in this case, there are no link to automatic tests because, of course, I cannot link without, I have no tools to do this. So I create only the base to manage a test. In this case, I create a configuration where I specialize issue types. So I create test case, test plan, and so forth. And to obtain the steps of the test, I use a free add-on, then create checklist. So each step of each step was coded using a single row of a checklist. But this is a very, very simplified solution. X-Ray can allow to use automatic tests, of course. But in this case, this alternative, you can see the article, and I think Ariel will send also the presentation with the link. And you can see how I can create the solution. But at this moment, because usually I say, at this moment, I can do this. But in the future, I don't say, because Atlassian can introduce some feature that I can use for my goal, or I can discover a free add-on that I can use to manage this situation. Only check Marketplace every day.
Pero bueno, básicamente, no sé si se habrá terminado de entender, pero bueno, básicamente que esta alternativa no se puede conectar a automatización porque hizo lo básico con lo que tenía, pero que bueno, que siempre salen alternativas y que hay que
Bueno, pero
investigar en el marketplace. Sí.
claro, al final se trata también de si existen estos REST endpoints para que nuestros automatismos los llamen y acaben de completar esa información de los tests.
No.
Entonces, siempre hay trucos manuales, ¿no? Bueno, al final las REST APIs, las REST APIs son para eso, ¿eh? Es para que integremos estas aplicaciones. Con lo cual, podemos obviar un X-Ray, intentarlo hacer a mano. Eso no nos quedará igual también, pero igual, mientras cumplan nuestros objetivos, es suficiente.
Esatto.
Ujú.
And now, last but not least, how create asset, list, and so forth in all cloud profile, from free to enterprise. In this case, we see a little demo because I will share the information. I create the possibility to obtain a list of suppliers, customer, laptop, notebook, servers, software, more or less anything, just using issues of a specific project. And using also an add-on external database for Jira for code 49 that allow to do specific configuration and allow to use Jira itself as a database. And using this, as you see in this slide, I can code a specific custom field where I can put information from issue. And this is the result. As you see, but we see also a demo. So, conclusion are, if you don't use add-on, the reaction is usually incredible Hulk. But if you use add-on, the reaction is usually this. So you can have, yeah, I'm very, very happy. Also, as I write, company managed for all life, because it's important also this.
Yeah.
And now the demo.
Right.
Okay, let me show the demo. Okay, this is my test environment I use to do this demo. This is a normal portal from a service desk project. Complaint is a sample of a request type. Okay, now I create the request.
Estamos creando un ticket en el portal de soporte de Fabio para ver ciertas cosas que nos quiere enseñar.
Blah, 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 of course. And this is the custom field. Okay, did you see there are a lot of values inside this custom field?
Yeah.
But these values, okay, you see, purgatorios, tutto per il romagnolo, romagnoli veraci, and so forth, are like this. Welpa SRL.
So you are showing the summary of the issues in that field.
Right. This moment I took the configuration to show the summary of this issue. So the database is composed by issues. Each issue is a record. I can put all information inside issue with the custom field and so forth. And I also update this list using the CVS importer, the standard, the start and CVS importer. So
Of course.
this is fantastic because I can use this functionality without any problem in any profile cloud.
Muy ingenioso, muy ingenioso.
And the configuration is, just a second, eccolo qui, gotcha. External data. This is the secret. External data for Jira fields allow to create connection with Jira itself. So I can consider Jira as a database. In this case, I create a local connection to Jira itself. And this is the connection. I can show also the configuration.
Uh-huh.
And this is also the information I listen and retrieve. In this case, I put this GQL query from this project, list of value, from this issue type, suppliers in this case, fornitore means suppliers. And after this, I define the Jira custom field. After, I define the synchronization, and this is the configuration of the synchronization. So I say sync fornitori field with local data source Jira. This is the result is a list, and this is the value I send to custom field. And this is the result.
Bueno, Fabio nos lo está contando muy fácil, pero yo aquí veo mucho conocimiento, ¿eh?
Sí, había que conocer. Bueno, ya de por sí yo no conocía ni el addon.
Yo tampoco, entonces, como veis, tiene un gran conocimiento y entonces, claro, hay que configurar cosas, igual no es trivial, pero claro, ahí está Fabio, que lo llamáis y os ayudará.
Explico.
Eso es.
And after, I do the synchronization. In this case, I can put 1 hour synchronization, but I can put 1 month, 1 day, 1 per day, 1 per week synchronization. So I can do this, or on-demand synchronization. So that's all. That's the secret.
And in my opinion, has more advantages than the usual Jira Insights because the information it's stored in issues. Then, if you try to migrate all these issues to another system, will remain these issues. En otras palabras, es decir, esta solución de Fabio tiene además una serie de ventajas. Y es que podéis importar tickets usando CSV import, es decir, usar lo que ya tiene Jira de por sí, que podéis hacer un backup, etcétera, y contendrá lo de Insights, que ahora con Insights ya sabéis que tenemos muchos problemillas con temas de estos.
Inside, I have also some issues because I have a specific API, I have a specific situation, I have a specific... I think you understand the design. Mm-hmm. So in this case, is only standard functionality, standard feature. You can obtain the same result with free, standard, premium, enterprise. And we're following only the standard situation. So this is the great solution.
Molto interessante.
And I believe, I believe you can, for example, I know if you made from the portal a ticket and I choose one of the assets that you have or one of these summaries, then if I go to the asset per se, for example, I know ransom bell, it's going to be linked as when you are in an asset and you're seeing an object with outbounds and relation with the assets per se.
Right.
Like that, it's, you could link it. All right, it's the same. It's I used to do these kind of things that use another request or in another tools when we use it to fill another fields and things like that, but I never use it like that in Jira. It's awesome.
Yo tengo una pequeña duda para Fabio. La duda es la siguiente. ¿Podemos usar este campo también en forms? It's possible to use this type of fields in forms?
Sí.
Oh.
Porque è campo custom standard.
Wow, vale. Entonces sí que mola.
Wow. Sí.
Sí.
Because the add-on do this action. Empty the configuration of this field and fill with information from the issue. So do a synchronization, delete the old value and create a new one every time you do the synchronization. So they use standard field, standard combo box field. So combo box field could be used inside form. Ta-da! You can use in this
magic.
It's a magic.
Muy bien.
So
no te oímos, Ariel. No te oímos.
No, porque me estoy muteando. Mis hijos están por acá.
Sí, bueno, estamos en veranito, pero aquí igual.
Sí. Nada, me parece increíble. Es más, justamente, no sé si Carlos todavía estás por ahí, pero bueno, esto responde a la alternativa que creo que fue Carlos el que
Exacto.
había preguntado. Ah, no, perdón, Leonardo. Le pregunté a Carlos, pero Leonardo, no sé si quieres hacer otra consulta.
¿Estamos questions? Eso de las preguntas.
Sí. Carlos sí me pregunta porque, a ver, cometí una equivocación. Le escribí a Carlos pensando que él había sido el que preguntó lo de asset. Pero bueno, ahora Ariel, de la parte de automatización. Carlos, lo que quieras preguntar, no sé si lo querés escribir en el chat y te leemos.
O puedes
Y
subir aquí con nosotros.
sí, también, si levantan la mano, nosotros le podemos dar acceso y pueden charlar. Si son sicilianos, mejor. Fabio
Claro.
will understand
No.
better, but if not, the better thing of this situation is that we understand
Wait.
each other well and collaborate a lot.
Calma.
External data. There is a question. There is a question of Pablo. External data for Jira Fields, it's free or not?
It's free up to 10 users.
Ajá. Bueno, algo hay que pagar.
Bueno. Sí, pero por lo menos es menos va a ser menos restrictivo.
Claro.
Y a mí, en lo personal, siempre me gustaron estas soluciones en las cuales usás la propia herramienta. Porque lo tenés más controlado, más fuera de caja y sin tanta complicación. Sabe, para mí está buenísimo, pero
Exacto.
es complejo.
Recordar que siempre podéis hablar con el fabricante y llegar a un acuerdo, ¿vale? O bajar el precio a cambio de otras cosas. Y esas, o sea, lo bueno de que no sea Atlassian es que hay un poco más de ancho para hacer cosas diferentes, ¿no? O mezclar diferentes objetivos ahí.
Exactamente. Incluso, bueno, a mí me ha pasado de tener que hablar con algún fabricante de addons para que me haga alguna feature. Y nada, y Raúl,
Exacto.
bueno, está bien que somos compañeros ahora, pero Raúl me ayuda un montón.
And we have another question. Exists an alternative to manage continuous
The discovery,
integration?
CI discovery.
The discovery part of the insights.
At this moment, no, but let me time.
But the discovery part in reality is the import CSV file because realmente se generan esos, o sea, lanzas el agente, ¿no? Y parece ser que mágicamente te recupera esa información, pero no siempre es así, ni es tan mágico. Entonces, al final, si tienes un CSV, un Excel, lo cargas y estamos en las mismas.
Aparte, además, primero tenés que tener bastante ordenado todos los CIs de alguna manera, porque si no, es peor, te trae toda la basura que encuentre. A mí me ha pasado eso.
Vale.
Y o incluso no tener normalizadas ciertas cosas o no tener conectadas las VPNs ahora que estamos en remoto, hace que por ahí muchas de los assets no los detecte en el discovery. Entonces, nada, es un tema.
Puede ser que se puede usar una herramienta propio como Sondra o otro y después cargar.
Extract the CSV and upload to your Jira. Exacto. Es decir, al final el Discovery es un agente que se instala en las máquinas y que obtiene esa información. Nos lo podemos diseñar nosotros mismos y al final el output tiene que ser un fichero Excel y ya está.
Well, for that you say let me time. You are thinking something about it, Fabio? Or if you want to share with us, which will be your next goal?
I don't know, because I'm continuing studying. Not CE, but CS. Continue studying, because sometimes I see solution, I try to apply. This is my secret. Only apply. Every day. So this is the real
Bueno,
secret.
yo lo que puedo decir de Fabio es que, vamos, o sea, Fabio está día y noche y fines de semana dándole al Jira, ¿vale? Día, noche y fines de semana. ¿Queda algo más?
Well,
no sé.
For that, they don't have employee. It's his own employee.
Not an employee, because I have a lot of works. Always.
Exacto. Un autónomo tiene más jefes que alguien. que trabaja
Yeah.
por cuenta ajena.
Es verdad. Well, we don't have any question in the chat. We enjoy a lot, Fabio. Of course, you are going to be here again in the future, please. Well, your networks, your LinkedIn, if you want to share with us and with the people here to contact you.
Yes, I will send in chat my LinkedIn and just a second.
Entiendo que
Bueno,
enviaremos el PDF que ha enseñado Fabio, lo enviaremos a todos los asistentes y colgaremos
sí.
el vídeo.
We never did that because we never asked to me, and I have not the presentation. But if you want to share with all the Atlassian experts, I send to them and to all the members. We are 755 today, and we are increasing that number every week, every month, and we are very glad about that. I'm proud. And well, bueno, ahora sigo en castellano. Estén atentos porque la próxima voy a hacer el próximo Atlassian Expert es en agosto, voy a estar de vacaciones, pero lo voy a hacer igual porque no quiero que se frene. Vamos como 24 ya, incluidos los especiales, con lo cual ahí estamos y para mí es un placer. Yo disfruto un montón aquí, me pasan cosas re locas, siempre lo digo a la gente del chat, sobre todo los que están en mi país o en Sudamérica. Yo en algún momento estaba mirando como en el Lace que lo conocí a Fabio, que lo vi a Fabio y lo escuché ahí, estaba mirando diferentes meetups porque me gustaba participar y de repente terminé el primero, lo presenté a Raúl y bueno, ahora estoy contigo, Fabio, y un montón de compañeros que hoy tengo en Tecnoforce han sumado y compañeros o colegas de otros partners también, con los cuales tenemos buena relación y hemos coincidido en clientes y nada. Como decimos siempre con Raúl, el futuro es colaborativo,
exacto.
Que nos encuentre a todos unidos y nada, trabajando.
Eso es, coworking.
Exactamente.
Pues
Así
un
que nada,
placer, Fabio.
Sí, un placer, muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias para todos.
And see you the next time. No tenemos nada más.
Y vuelve cuando quieras. Estás invitado para siempre, ¿no? Entiendo.
Y Leonardo, bueno, agradece Leonardo.
Fabio is a genius. Sí,
bueno,
ya ves.
Very a legend. You know, when I say to my colleagues that, the next meetup will be Fabio, someone said it's a legend of Atlassian. Was Alex, I believe. And well, we need to start the new brand team management. No, please, no team management. Only
team, really.
Company, please. Bueno, see you the next time. Gracias, Fabio. Nos vemos la próxima. Recuerden, el último jueves de julio vamos a estar. Y porque dije, claro, en julio estoy de vacaciones. No, me mareé en el mes que estamos, perdón. En julio lo voy a hacer de vacaciones, pero lo vamos a hacer. Y nada, estén atentos en las redes. Nos vemos la próxima. Fabio, we are going to stage. Right?
Thank you, Fabio, for all.
Nos vemos.
Bye.
Muchísimas gracias.
Adiós.
Bye.